way to set up an automatically trapping base. So you guys know how in Steel of Brainrot you can lock your base, and if there's any players inside of your base when you lock it, then they are trapped inside of your base. They can't go out. I can only go through this wall because I own the base. But if this was one of my friends' bases where, you know, I didn't own the base, I can't go through this wall. You can't go through a wall that is not yours, obviously. There's only one way to get out of a base when you're trapped inside of it, and that is, of course, to respawn your character. Normally, when you get trapped inside of a base in Steel of Brainrot, you just respawn and you're out. But I figured out a way to solve that problem too. Pretty much today, I'm going to be using this to set up an automatically trapping base in order to troll my friends. Look at this. They're right over there on the server. And the first thing that we need to do to set up this automatically trapping base is let me go into the chat and I just got to type in the command /btools. Now, I've got admin perms on this server, so I have access to these special commands that let me do stuff on the server that my friends cannot. Don't worry, this stuff doesn't actually like affect the game permanently. As soon as we relog, it's going to set all the bases back to normal, but I can still steal my friends' brain rots with this method and keep them like for good. So this is going to be kind of insane. Now, pretty much using this building tool, this is how we're going to set up the automatic trapping base. I've done a little bit of testing, and the way that we need to do this, the way that this works is we're going to set my friends' spawn points inside of my base so that whenever they're trapped in here, even if they try to respawn, they're going to respawn in the base. And then after that, I'm going to set up a method to remotely lock the base so that I don't have to walk here and lock it every time I want to, you know, turn off the base. But first, let's set up the respawn thing. Pretty much, in order to make it so that my friends respawn in this base whenever they die, all we got to do is just move their spawn points from their base over to my base. Now, if you don't know, the Steel of Brainrot spawn points for each player is usually in front of their base. It's like right over here in this green area. In fact, I think it's like right underneath this collect zone. So what we need to do is just pull out the building tool, and then with this building tool, we need to grab my friend's spawn points and then bring it over to my base. Okay, this is going to be a bit tough. We got to do this very, very sneakily. Let me just go over to the shop, just, you know, normally, not doing anything suspicious. And I'm just going to buy an invisibility. Oh, wait. Yeah, let me get an invisibility cloak. I'm going to need to put the cloak away to pull out the building tool, but at least we can use the cloak to get up to a hidden area. All right, let's just go here. Let's try this out on Baby Dash's base first. So we're on top of his base. We're really close. All we need to do to grab his spawn point is just select his base, go inside of the building tool, and then go open up the plots folder. And all right, look at this. We've got Baby Dash's base selected right over here. Now what we got to do is hit this drop down button to open up his base. And then inside of this folder, we got to look for something called spawn. Aha, there it is. I found it. So that thingy right over there is his spawn point, I'm pretty sure. Wait, what's it doing in the air? I thought it was supposed to be like lower in the ground. That's kind of strange. Maybe it has to be in the air so that you don't like spawn inside of the ground. Either way though, let's go ahead and just move this thing into my base. There we go. Just push it in there and oh yeah, this is perfect.